Welcome to the real Ramblers movie talk for fanatics. The real Ramblers movie talk for fanatics. And now your hosts, Bill and Lee Howard.
Hello and welcome.
And we're out of time.
To the real Ramblers. I am Bill. This is Lee.
I'm Lee. Hi everyone. Welcome.
You sounded like you were at an AA meeting. Hi everyone.
I'm Lee, and I am a Rambler. Hi, Lee.
So we hope all you movie heads out there are doing well and watching some flicks. And we're just on the verge of, big movie season in the theaters for this year. And it's been barren. Like, I've had such a craving to go to the theater, and there's been nothing.
I genuinely don't remember what I saw in the theater last. The Marvels, maybe.
I think the last thing I saw was Poor Things.
Okay. Oh, right. Yeah, you did see that.
Which was great, but we went with our daughter, and there was so much sex in that movie.
Oh my God, that must have been uncomfortable.
It was weird, but she loved it.
Oh, great.
But anyway, lots of good movies coming up this year. But today we're not talking about movies.
No, we're taking a little detour.
How weird is that?
Yeah.
So today we're talking about horror.
Yeah.
On television.
Oh,
I know. That's a twist.
Yeah.
So the Munsters. No, no. Horror on television has a very long history. I always think that's funny with movies too, is that even now in 2024, there's always, even though horror is probably the most successful genre in movie making,
right,
it still has a stigma,
it's so stupid,
which is so weird.
Yeah. Even
with top tier filmmakers making horror movies, it still has the stigma.
Yeah, a little bit.
But the funny thing about that is when film started, turn of the last century, the first movies made were horror movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
And television is kind of the same. Television has a long history of horror. And I remember, I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I remember when I was young that our mom would watch, I think there was a couple soap operas that she watched.
Okay. Yeah.
Not many, but there was a couple. Yeah, All My Children, I think. Yeah. But she also used to watch one called Dark Shadows.
Oh, okay.
And I remember once being like, is that a vampire?
Right.
And I started watching it, and I'm like, weird, it's a soap opera with like vampires and monsters.
I never watched the show, but I didn't realize. I mean, Mom loved Stephen King novels. She wasn't a horror movie person, but novels, yeah.
Yeah.
But crazy that she watched that.
Yeah, she watched it. So she turned me onto it, and I was just like, wow, this is pretty cool.
Huh.
There was also big stuff, I think, in the was Kolchak the Night Stalker, that was in, which is Darren McGavin.
Darren McGavin, yeah. It's like a 70s show, right?
I think it was late 60s.
Oh,
when
okay.
It started.
Maybe, yeah.
But yeah, great show. And it's kind of like,
they tried to do a reboot of that a handful of years ago, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't remember who was in it.
Really forgettable.
Yeah.
But the original Kolchak stuff is great because it's kind of like X-Files meets like Private Eye.
Right, okay.
But it was kind of a Creature of the Week thing.
Oh, neat. Okay.
It was a cool show, though. Really cool. And Darren McGavin. It's Darren McGavin.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with Darren McGavin ever. And then, of course, Rod Serling's Twilight Zone.
I love those old Twilight Zones.
Oh, my God. They're so good. Outer Limits is great, too. But
Alfred Hitchcock
Twilight
Presents,
Zone,
obviously.
Alfred Hitchcock Presents some great stuff.
Yeah, horror started very anthology-ish.
Yeah.
Not started, but I mean, that was a big thing,
It was a huge thing.
There wasn't a lot of horror series.
Yeah.
That weren't anthology, yeah.
Yeah. And it's great stuff. Like Twilight Zone is just so good.
Yeah.
And then they all hold up so well. But then I guess it was with the horror boom of the 80s that stuff really started. They wanted to start spinning off of the successful movies.
Yeah.
With stuff like Freddy's Nightmares.
Oh my God. I mean, you know me, I love Freddy more than anything, but that show is trash.
Garbage.
It's like no budget, and it's like, in that Never Sleep Again documentary, they were like, literally any director that was like, I'll make one, like, all right, go ahead. Like they wouldn't, no one gave a fuck with do whatever you want to do. We'll try and get it on TV. And
it's like the prime example of like, let's ride off of a known thing, but not give a shit about it.
Yeah. And like Friday the 13th, the series, let's not put Jason. Let's have
the concept of that was dumb. And I enjoyed the show for what it was. It's just dumb that it
it's
really had
concept,
nothing to do.
Right? Like,
and the people that were in it were good, and some of the stories were cool.
It's funny that it's called Friday the 13th.
I know, like, so dumb.
Guys, come on.
And I remember for the whole runtime that fans would always be like, is this going to be the week that they're going to do something
There's going to be a hockey mask in that shop.
Yeah.
Nope.
I was a huge fan of Tales from the Dark Side.
Oh, yeah.
Which was a George Romero deal. I think he was the executive producer.
Just the opening theme
of that
was
scary as shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that had some classic, like In the Closet.
That's the best one.
The
Closet the monster under the stairs.
Oh my God, that thing was so freaky.
And Creepshow. What, Creepshow? Or no, sorry, Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, Tales from the Crypt was
I really like that one a lot.
Yep.
Like
because originally Tales from the Crypt was an anthology film in the early 70s and then became the series in the 80s.
Tales from the Crypt. I'm confusing it with Creepshow now. Tales from the Crypt was a movie. Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like early to mid 70s, I think.
Okay. My brain is failing me.
It was a great movie.
I don't remember the movie now. Do you remember what was in it?
I don't remember the stories.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a great TV show. And it was like, that was one of the few things that actually was like, let's have an interesting host. And that host actually became like iconic.
Oh, yeah. The Crypt Keeper?
Yeah. The Crypt Keeper became iconic, just like horror movie villains.
Yeah.
That was awesome. So then I think, I don't know, did things really start picking up when Buffy hit? Like,
maybe, actually.
Was there any big... I'm trying to think of timelines in terms of Buffy and X-Files.
Yeah, obviously X-Files was I think X-Files for sure was first.
Was it? Okay.
I have to think so.
Like, I mean, it's skewed sci-fi, but it was definitely horror.
Yeah. Oh, they had a lot of like very... I think it fits, sci-fi, but I think it fits real good into horror as well. There's a lot of
creepy shit, a lot of scary stuff, killers, monsters, creatures. Yeah,
totally.
Tons of that. And X-Files was great. I was obsessed with X-Files for the entire 9 seasons.
Yeah. X-Files was 93.
Okay.
I think
was Buffy just the year after? Wasn't it 94? Or maybe the movie
97.
was 94?
The show was 97.
Maybe the movie was 94.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so a few years later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was obsessed with X-Files and I was equally obsessed with Buffy. Like, I couldn't wait for new episodes.
Same.
Just all the characters were so memorable. It was soap opera for people our age.
Yep, absolutely.
Love triangles and so much shit going on. And Monster of the Week, but paired with ongoing storylines.
Yep.
Yeah, it was awesome. And the movie's awesome too.
The X-Files?
No, Buffy.
Oh, Buffy movie. Oh.
Yeah, I love I remember seeing it in the theater.
Fun.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, Paul Rubens steals every scene he's in.
Totally.
In that.
Rutger Hauer was great too.
Oh, yeah, Rutger Hauer, of course.
Yeah. But the movie was great. And again, that's one of those strange instances where they take a movie, spin it into a show, and the show is even more successful.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. For sure.
But yeah, that show was addictive. And the spin-offs were great. Angel was fantastic.
Angel.
Yeah, I love that stuff. And it was like, same with X-Files spinning off into Millennium, which I think I preferred more.
Millennium was great.
Maybe only because it was more geared towards me and my interests.
For sure. More kind of serial killery. And they got way more into like kind of supernaturally type stuff, I feel like, if I remember.
Yeah, they
in
did.
Season 3. There's like that episode of all the demons sitting around playing cards or some shit talking about Frank Black.
Yeah.
That was neat. I think that was Season 3.
And to me, Frank Black is just one of the greatest TV characters to ever exist. He was such a great character.
And Millennium, and I know we're going to kind of, this will bleed into some of the other stuff we're going to talk about, is one of those things where horror fans should have showed up.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's a big thing with horror
line
TV.
Is going to come up a lot in this episode.
Horror fans should have showed up.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, and maybe this is more in later years, but I don't know why that it doesn't pull an audience like it should. I don't know.
I don't know why horror fans shy away from TV.
Yeah.
Especially now. Like now, it used to be that TV had a stigma.
Yeah.
But it doesn't now.
Yeah.
Streaming.
And some things like Stranger Things, which I would you class horror, is doing great, and that's fucking awesome. But things like Hannibal, which is, and I you're gonna punch me in the dick, but I still haven't seen season 3. I think only because it wasn't on a streamer for so long,
right?
But now I think like Tubi even has it, so I'll finally be able to pick up season 3.
And season 3 is great because it bleeds into Red Dragon.
That's what I was wondering if it did get into that. Oh, that's awesome! I love that.
And it's really, and as usual for Hannibal, the way it takes Red Dragon and spins it into its own story is
cool. Because that show, and it's
very
like
cool.
People that love that show love that
and you
show.
know who plays the Tooth Fairy in season 3 from Red Dragon? It's Thorin Oakenshield from.
Oh shit! No way! Oh my god, that's amazing.
Richard Armitage, I think is his name.
I think so.
Yeah, he plays the Tooth Fairy.
That's so crazy.
And the funny thing is, the Tooth Fairy that's the third time that character's been portrayed. It was Tom Noonan in Manhunter.
Oh, right.
And then it was Ralph Fiennes in Red Dragon. And now Richard Armitage in Hannibal.
That's crazy.
And all 3 performances, because that character is one seriously scary character.
Yeah.
And all 3 of them nailed it, which again, super unusual.
Wow.
That 3 actors will play an iconic role and all nail it.
Too. And
not so much. They all play it kind of similar.
Oh, okay,
and yet,
cool. Okay.
And yet,
it's been a while since I've seen Manhunter. A long time. Red Dragon was the last one, the closest one.
Manhunter's brilliant. Red Dragon's fun.
Yeah, it's all right.
But Ed Norton was miscast.
It's And
Manhunter William Peterson is so good in Manhunter.
Yeah. But the show.
But Hugh Dancy as Will Graham.
Incredible.
Oh my God.
And it's funny, like you wouldn't think that anybody could rival Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
And holy shit, like Mads Mikkelsen really, like that's like they're different, obviously, but it's like they're
funny
so
in my
iconic.
mind they're the same. In my mind, Mads' character gets older and becomes Anthony Hopkins.
Right.
Like, I just think he plays him so well.
The show is so good. It's done so well. It's creepy as hell.
Yeah.
They got away with such crazy gore for television.
And the production design was phenomenal.
I told you like years ago, I visited the set, right?
Yes.
From an old job. And it was,
I try not to remember it.
I think it was during season 2. Because, oh shit, what's that? Michael Pitt?
Yeah, Michael
was on
Pitt.
it. It was. He
was playing Verger.
That's right. Yeah,
Gary Oldman's role.
So we watched just like the monitors as they were recording filming a scene, but we got to go visit the sets and stuff. And I was in Hannibal's office.
I would have loved
I met Mads for like a split second.
Yeah,
but I got a cool photo with him.
Nice.
That it's like that show should have done.
Mads
better.
is one of our greatest living actors. I think
incredible. Yeah,
he's one of the top tier.
Yeah, that was I think the first thing that I wrote on my list is Hannibal, and
I've rewatched it. I think I've rewatched it 3 times.
Oh wow!
And I don't rewatch series.
No.
But that show, I get something new out of every time.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I want to do a rewatch soon. Jordan's never seen
beautiful.
it, and I feel like she'd probably think it's really cool.
Yeah, it's so good.
Another one that we've talked about many times was the Exorcist TV series.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And before you go into that, I want to back up into Werewolf.
Oh my God, Werewolf. Holy fuck. How did I forget it? I don't even have it on my list.
And that would have been late 80s?
Like 88 or 9?
Yeah.
Maybe? Yeah.
And it seriously has such a cult following, and yet it's crazy that it's never been on anything.
Yeah. I've like every once in a while we'll watch like trailers or clips or whatever on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it only went like 2 years, 3, maybe only 2.
I think it was 2.
Yeah. It didn't last long.
No.
And it was basically like the premise of the Hulk.
Yeah.
A guy wandering, he gets mad, turns into a fucking monster.
Yeah.
But he's looking for the guy that turned him into a werewolf.
Yeah.
So, but I remember because I loved werewolves as a kid specifically. That he had that thing.
Side note, I read a little article saying that 2024 is going to be Year of the Werewolf because there's apparently like 10 werewolf movies coming out this year.
I am in. In that show, that when he would start to turn, like that pentagram would show up on his hand and then start bleeding. And I used to, like, with liquid latex, like make.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember you doing
fake
that.
skin, that stuff called fake skin.
Yeah.
Or whatever. That was great. Good callback because I forgot about
Werewolf
that.
was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. The wolf looked great too.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was riding off, of course, the popularity of American Werewolf. For sure. And Howling and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that was a great show. But anyway, you were saying.
Yeah, the Exorcist TV show. 2 seasons only on Fox, I believe.
Yeah.
Massively underrated. I went into the first season not knowing if it was attached to the first movie at all.
Yeah, I just went in being like, cool, an Exorcist TV show. I can't wait.
I like demon stuff.
And great cast. And
Gina Davis was in season 1.
And I think one of the biggest TV moments, like everybody's got TV moments, right? When a character dies or JR is shot or whatever, whatever the Fonzie jumps the sharks.
Our young audience is going to love these references.
yeah. That time that Donahue interviewed. Donahue played a serial killer in a Steve Martin movie.
That is weird.
The Man with Two Brains. It was
God.
And playing himself. Like Steve Martin was like, Donahue?
That's so funny.
Anyway, so the big twist in Exorcist, when it happened, I literally jumped off my couch and was like, oh my God.
The reveal, yeah.
And
early into the
cast was amazing.
Really good.
The writing was stellar, top tier TV writing. Like it was amazing.
Because early into the episodes, like there would start to be small hints that it was like, oh, this is the same universe as the first movie.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah, because they referenced that there was a girl possessed.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, fuck. Okay, cool. Because that was what I was wondering. And then there was like a big holy shit moment.
Yeah.
That like blew my goddamn mind.
Yeah.
And it was great. And also, again.
And then from that twist on till the end of the season was a roller coaster.
Yeah. I have to rewatch it again because I only watched it the once and my memory sucks, but I do remember loving it.
So good.
They made season 2 I think we talked about this in another episode where they were just like, we still want to make it.
Season 1 didn't get the ratings, and by all accounts should have been canceled.
Yeah.
And Warner Brothers was like, no, we love this show.
Right.
And we don't care that nobody watched it. We're going to make another season.
Right. That's it. Yeah.
And then, and we didn't mention that the show is anchored by 2 priests, an older priest and a younger priest. And these 2 guys.
So good.
Oh my, like why they didn't get Emmys?
Yeah.
They
fantastic.
Were unbelievably amazing.
Yep. Really good actors.
So then part 2 or season 2 comes along and they announce that it'll be the same 2 priests, but a whole other story.
And I was like, case of an exorcism.
I was like, oh, I don't know. So we're leaving the original story. And then you watch the show and you're like, oh my God.
It was great.
Yeah.
John Cho, I think was in it. He's great. I like that guy. And it was amazing.
It was about a family who takes in foster kids.
Right.
And something's happening in the house that they are all living in.
Yeah.
And holy crap.
Yeah. Honestly, for fans of The Exorcist specifically, find it. It's streaming. I imagine it's streaming somewhere. I know it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't know if it still is, but
seek it out because I guarantee you'll love it. I guarantee you'll love it.
I had to order DVDs from the States. But it did come out on DVD.
Jesus.
And because I was like, I'm not risking that I'm never going to be able to watch it again on streaming. I have to own the DVDs.
Yeah. There was stuff in it that I was genuinely shocked made it onto network TV. Same. It's not even like a straight to streamer. I was just like, holy shit. Curling iron? That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's just amazing horror that so many horror fans didn't watch.
Yep. And which leads, now we talked a bit about this, so we can just talk about it for 1 second.
Yeah.
But the Let the Right One In TV series,
oh my God,
was incredible.
Now, so the thing with Let the Right One In, when you start from inception, book, amazing.
Yeah.
Original Swedish film, amazing.
Yep.
Matt Reeves' remake or retelling of the book, amazing.
Yep.
And then a TV show comes out and you're like, come on.
Yeah. Isn't the well dry?
Yeah, really. And then they do the show and they give it their own twist. And again, top-notch writing, top-notch actors.
Yeah. It's a father-daughter in this one, which is different. And they're searching for a cure.
Yeah.
And it was like
phenomenal.
Holy shit. Like we were hooked immediately, Jordan and I. And it went 1 year, and it's like they didn't even get to wrap it up.
No,
there was like stuff.
No, they left it off like, oh my God, look where this is going, and then sorry, we're never coming back.
Yeah, if it's available to stream, still watch it because it's worth watching.
Oh yeah,
great
for
stuff,
sure.
Great vampire stuff.
Yeah, it's a shame that it's not even on DVD because I'd like to own it.
Yeah, and again, we talked about this before, but the Interview with the Vampire Show is 10 out of 10.
Unbelievable.
Incredible. That one I think is doing well, which is great. Season really 2's coming on in like a month or 2.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I love it. I love their version of the story.
That's a great example of taking the source material and doing your own stuff with it while staying true to the characters.
Totally. Oh my God. Yeah.
And creating this new world that's unbelievable.
Yep. Yep. I never thought somebody could do a good Lestat because Cruise like knocked it out of the park. But this new guy, I'm like, you're on the level. You're perfect.
Yeah.
Like, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Same with Louis. The new guy's Louis is really different from
Very
Brad
different.
Pitt's.
Yeah.
Very, but I love him.
He's so good.
Yeah.
The cast is incredible.
Yeah.
The twist at the end of season 1, which I won't say, I was like, what? Which is going to lead perfectly
and
into
again,
season 2.
production value is like through the roof.
It's like a movie. Like it doesn't look like TV, like cheap.
It's amazing.
I can't wait for season 2.
Yeah,
we
me
talked
too.
about Millennium and stuff. As far as kind of newer shows, Yellow Jackets, I would kind of class under horror-ish.
I say Yellow Jackets is horror, but I don't know. I have a weird relationship. I was addicted and loved it, and now I find I'm getting a little bored of it.
Really?
I'm finding that I need something to happen.
Okay. I can see that. I'm still pretty like invested.
I don't even think I'm caught up because I did a streak in season 2. Season 2?
I think so, yeah. I think they only have 2 seasons.
I went through a few episodes and I was just like, I'm in exactly the same place I was at the beginning of this season.
Right.
And I'm just like, that's kind of boring me a little.
Yeah, I can see that.
But really well done.
Yeah.
Great writing, great characters.
I want more to the backstory a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I want it to advance.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't seem like it's getting anywhere.
Right. The present day stuff is advancing. Like there's been a lot that happens with that. But it's like I want a little bit more of the backstory leading up to when they get rescued or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like they're still playing around with like, is something supernatural happening? Is there not?
Yeah.
Like I want a little bit more of that from the new season, but hopefully we'll get that.
Yeah, I hope so.
But and like Last of Us obviously is
oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ.
As you know, I'm a ginormous fan of the games.
Right.
Easily and by a far stretch, the 2 best video games I've ever played in my life. And I'm a fairly avid gamer. But those games are like, they're better than a lot of movies I've seen. The games are so involving, so heavy, so in-depth storytelling. And I was psyched for the show and I was like, but I don't know if it can live up to how much I love the game, but it did completely. It changed some things, but not, it still 100% feels like the game to me.
Right.
Like they nailed the world. The world is perfect.
Yeah, it's
and I cannot wait for the next season.
That's got to be, they're
Next
filming
year.
it. Oh, okay, next year. Okay.
Yeah, they're filming it now.
Did you, or how much of the American Horror Story seasons did you watch?
A fair amount of them because I've gone back to revisit.
It's still pretty successful.
Yeah, it is.
So I mean, that's great.
First season I love. Like all-time great.
The Murder
horror.
House is great.
The Murder House, and they've returned to the Murder House in some of the new seasons.
Are you kidding? Oh,
yeah,
wow, I didn't
because
know that.
the new seasons are now anthologies.
I think that's a separate show. There's one called American Horror Stories.
Yeah,
and that.
Well, I'm just it's all the same. Yeah, but it's not in that. Yeah. Some of the new American Horror Stories, I've been like the one that was like Friday the 13th at a camp. I like where it started, and then I don't like where
I haven't
went.
watched all the seasons.
Okay,
so
the second season, Murder House was awesome.
Yeah,
Asylum was fantastic.
That one was, I loved it. It was almost too much in a way because it was like
lot.
aliens, demon possession.
It was
fucking
but I
Asylum
loved it.
stuff. Yeah, it was so bonkers.
And what was season 3?
Season 3 was Coven.
Okay,
I've tried twice to get through it, and
Coven,
it didn't grab me.
Coven started off good, and then I lost interest.
The next season was Freak Show, which is another one I started, and it didn't grab me. Hotel was next, didn't watch it.
No.
Excuse me. Season 6 was that one called Roanoke, which I watched and actually really liked it. It was
I don't remember if I watched it.
It was kind of it was one story, but the first half of the season was kind of like those dramatic recreations of like what happened in this place.
Right.
And it was like the actors playing
the actual
people.
story, the Roanoke story is cool.
Yeah. So it was like the actors that were filming this reenactment show.
I remember now.
And then the last half of the season was the actual people.
Right.
And their lives. And I thought it was a neat thing. I don't think it did well,
thinking it was all right.
Yeah. After that was Cult, which I didn't see.
I don't think I watched Cult.
After that was Apocalypse.
Didn't watch.
Which I didn't see. And I think that's where we're at right now. But I mean, 8 seasons of a horror show.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, I started watching American Horror Stories.
Right.
And the first episode is a 2-parter, the first 2 episodes, and it's all at the Murder House. It's about a new family at the Murder House.
That's so
and
cool.
the story is really cool.
Okay, cool.
So even if you don't, because I've watched some episodes after that and they've been like, it's all right.
Right.
But the first 2 are great.
That's awesome. Because that first season.
And it's basically a movie.
Like, oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Because it's like 2 hours.
That first season had one of those like twist things in it that I didn't see coming and blew my goddamn mind.
Same.
I loved, and just like the casts are always top tier.
Amazing.
Evil, which is I know like your favorite show. And I started because I
Evil's
watched
probably in my top 5 TV shows of all time.
So I watched season 1 and I loved it.
Yeah.
And I started watching season 2 and because I think it was on like an add-on to like Prime, and I don't have that anymore.
Paramount Plus.
Yeah, so I don't have that now. But I really like it. It's a really cool.
Oh, I was going to say I can lend them to you because I had 1 and 2, but I think I got rid of them because they were DVDs.
Oh, okay.
And they came out in Blu-ray, but they only came out in the States.
Oh my God. So At some point I'll catch up, but it's such a cool concept. It's very X-Files-y.
The new season that's about to start is the last season.
The last season, that's right.
But holy cow.
Yeah.
What a show.
If you imagine, for those that don't know what it is, imagine kind of like X-Files, but instead of alien stuff, it's all like demons and exorcism-y stuff. And
it's basically like a priest and 2 skeptics that are investigating cases.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious.
It is really funny. It has a lot of funny stuff in it.
Yeah, and it's got amazing characters. Like the Katja Hebers is the lead, and she is amazing.
She's so good.
I think she's a Swedish actress.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I know. And the girls who play her daughters are so good.
Really good. It's hard to find good kid actors, but those kids are great.
They are phenomenal.
Yeah. Luke Cage is in it.
Yeah,
Luke
Mike
Cage.
Coulter.
Yeah, which is great.
He's great.
And I don't remember the name of the guy that's the...
I always forget his name, and he is awesome.
He's fantastic. I've seen him in lots of stuff, but he's like, they're kind of...
But damn, Evil is... If you're a horror fan, seriously. And what's his name from Lost?
Oh my God, yeah, like Ben. He was Ben on Lost. Like he's always like the creepiest little guy. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you having nightmares about demons? I wonder why that would be.
Evil, I just want to like grab an axe and split him in half. I hate him.
So it's like for me, I'm only a bit into season 2 and I still don't quite know what his deal is, but I'm like, ugh.
2 gets crazier and then 3 gets even crazier.
Fuck, cool. I will catch up at some point.
It's so good.
It's there's
a few shows that in passing, I remember being really excited for the Mist TV show.
Oh, I didn't see.
And then holy cow, is it bad.
Really?
It's
that
like people
sucks.
get trapped in a mall during when the mist happens, but literally the whole show goes by and there's almost no creatures or anything.
Oh, boo.
And I'm like, it's the mist.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was very disappointing.
Not even any mist in it.
Ones that I was surprised I liked, that I wasn't expecting to like, Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Same. It took me like 3 times to... We've talked a bit about it before.
Same here.
Ash is like, why is he like a womanizing kind of like a racist?
Yeah, he's like a douchebag version of Ash.
Yeah, so it's like, I think it was hard for me to get into that at first.
Same.
But once I did, I'm like, this shit is fun as hell.
Yeah, super fun.
And again, why didn't the horror fans show up? It's Bruce Campbell, for Christ's sakes.
I know.
And fucking Lucy Lawless. The whole cast
is amazing.
And it's so fun and funny.
Yeah, super fun.
And gory.
And they even have that great episode where they literally go back to Evil Dead. Like they travel back in time to the actual cabin from the movie. It's very cool.
Oh my God.
Very cool. And the other one that I was surprised how much I liked it was From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, really? I never saw it.
It was great.
Wow.
Really, really good.
Huh, interesting.
And straight up horror. Like
I kind of forgot that they made a series out of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was really good. And it's one of those rare shows that actually gets better the longer you watch it.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Really high.
Where did that play?
I don't remember the network.
It was like
FX or something.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That sounds right.
But it's on one of the streaming things, I think. But yeah, seek it out. It's actually really good. They stay really true to the movie in terms of the story, like the psycho brother and the whole thing. But it's got wicked vampire stuff, and they build on the lore and build it into this huge world.
That's really cool.
It's great. Although I didn't watch tons of it, Supernatural is a show that has a massive following.
I mean, Jesus, 14 years or something? Yeah. That's insane. And like, I've seen a lot of it because Jordan's a big fan.
Maybe that's the longest running horror show ever.
Probably.
I can't think of anything.
They went into it with a 5-year plan, and it was going to be the end at 5 years.
Right.
And it played, that's like, you could just watch 5 seasons and that's it. Because it was very like, Buffy-like, but because it was really funny too, and those guys are kind of
X-Files and Incredible Hulk,
absolutely.
Where they just go places and help people, and
it was the best of all of those shows. But it just, even though they kept making it because the ratings were so huge, but it was one of those shows that it went on way too long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at certain points in certain seasons.
I think I keep going back to it randomly, and I think I'm probably in like season 3-ish.
Okay. Yeah, the first 5 are fantastic. And Sammy. But it's like at a certain point in one of the seasons, it's like God's sister is they're really reaching.
Right.
But they also get into like, you know that they were like, we can do whatever we want at this point.
Yeah.
So there's like an animated episode with Scooby-Doo. And but like it's funny. And there's and there's like a character who's an author who starts writing these novels called Supernatural, and it's based on these brothers.
Yeah.
So and then there's like a stage play of Supernatural, and it's like weird previous episodes that happened, or like, so it's become its own lore in the show, which is really funny.
I know it's definitely got a rabid following.
Very, very, yeah.
And actually, just mentioning that made me think of one that I didn't write down.
Okay.
Preacher.
Oh, I never watched that.
Preacher, it's maybe the most batshit crazy show I've ever seen.
Crazy.
Like,
I never read the comic.
Okay, neither did I. Here's the thing about Preacher. Season 1 is very contained.
Right.
It's in kind of it's still crazy, but it's in like this little location. But it's awesome.
Okay.
But season 2, and then I think it went 3 or 4. But after season 1, it opened. I don't know if they got more budget.
Right.
But the scale became massive.
Huh.
The level of gore and violence but also humor is ratcheted up after season 1.
Huh.
And it's almost like now, I almost want to tell people, watch season 1. That's fine. Enjoy it. But just kind of get it over with so you can get to the good stuff.
Cool. Okay.
Because the seasons after that go so crazy. Like they literally
2,
become.
3 seasons?
I think it went 3, but it might be 4.
Oh, wow. Okay. Holy shit. I didn't realize it went that long even.
I think it's 3. But it goes into like literally like battles against God and the devil.
Crazy.
And some of the craziest gore and storylines, but coolest characters. The trio that are the 3 main characters are so good. And so, like, they should be regarded like the guys in Supernatural or like Buffy. And
wow, crazy.
They're that good.
I wonder why it never
and I know
really,
it has a rabid following too.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely if you're ever looking for something horror to watch, check out Preacher. Wow, it's really good.
A couple quick I'll throw out. Obviously, The Walking Dead was huge.
Yep. I was addicted for many years.
Same. And I feel like we were
I stuck in and watched it until the end, but it was hard.
Same. Because like I loved it. And it was fucking like mind-blowingly incredible for a while. Yeah. And then for me, around the time that Carl died, I dropped off.
Yeah.
And I didn't give a fuck. And like everyone loved Negan. Yeah. And I at first found him very one-trick pony.
Me too.
Very, very, well, Rick.
I still think he is.
Rick. Fucking no bullets ever hit me, leaning back. I don't know. So I grew tired of that very fast. So I dropped off. And then Jordan would put it on as she worked. And then she was like, oh, fuck, you got to start watching again. Because she's like, there's these bad guys called the Whisperers.
Yeah.
And when the Whisperers came, it was fucking great again.
Yeah.
I loved the Whisperer stuff.
Yeah, they were scary.
And then it dropped right off again. Like, I loved Negan after all that. I thought that was great.
I think when it got into later seasons and even around the Whisperers time, I think what started really bugging me and keeping me away from The Walking Dead was that they started doing stupid shit in their writing.
Yeah.
Almost every episode was like, somebody's looking for somebody in the woods and it's dead quiet. And there's a zombie on their back shoulder. Oh, yeah. And it's like, you didn't hear the fucking zombie coming in a quiet forest.
Right, I know.
Walking on sticks and leaves, and it shambles and can't sneak up on you, and you didn't hear it coming.
Yeah.
Come on.
I know, there was a lot
Or even the Whisperers where they're like, they do their little whisper thing even when nobody's around.
Right.
It's
yeah,
like,
it's a little...
why are you doing that?
I totally
Nobody's
get that.
there.
It's just like those garbage people.
Yeah.
Like, the world has gone to shit for 3 years, and they're like, let's invent a new language. You, me, make trade, go on the up. Make brown in my pants. A direct
But yeah,
quotes.
it got so dumb. And then I tried Daryl Dixon, and I actually really enjoyed it.
Okay.
it started off, it had a couple of those dumb moments where I'm so sure you didn't hear that person.
Right.
But overall, I enjoyed it. And now we're 2 episodes into The Ones Who Live, and I'm actually really liking it.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that, okay, like Rick wanted to leave, that's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Like the way they wrote Michonne leaving was the dumbest bullshit ever.
I agree.
She has 2 kids she's looking for, or looking after, sorry.
I 100% agree with you.
You know what I mean? And it's like, there wasn't even confirmation that Rick was out there. It was like a maybe. So it's like, you know what? I'm going to go find this like boy I like, or my husband, and I'm going to leave my fucking children.
But not to mention, you're in the apocalypse where they're in danger anyway.
Yeah.
Why not bring them?
That's true. Yeah.
You're in the apocalypse. Yep. Judith is handy.
Yeah. Oh my God. Judith was one of my favorite characters.
I know. I would have watched the Judith series.
That kid was an incredible actor.
Yeah.
They wrote her character great. I loved all that shit, but I dropped off. Fear the Walking Dead. I've not finished because I can't.
I've come in and out of that show, but
Me too.
No,
but
not a fan.
And the last season of The Walking Dead, I didn't like one bit.
No, hated it.
Yeah, terrible.
The last 2 or 3 seasons, I couldn't stand it. I watched every episode, but I couldn't stand it.
Which is unfortunate. And I kind of felt the same way with True Blood. I loved the first half,
loved the
and I still haven't finished it.
Same here.
It just got too goofy. Like this might sound goofy. I'm no prude. I don't mind sex on TV or whatever and stuff like that. But it felt like that's like that was the purpose of the show. Like,
not to mention, they dropped character for it.
Yeah. Like just to be like spicy ratings and stuff. And
I agree.
Like too many, like now there's fairies in it now, and now there's like goofy stuff. I don't know.
The early seasons were awesome.
Fantastic, yeah.
I'll throw a few others in just before the end here.
Yeah.
Lovecraft Country.
Still haven't seen it, but I want it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I've heard it's great.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wednesday. Fun.
Oh yeah, Wednesday is so fun. Love it. And season 2 is apparently much more like darker and serious.
I hope so.
No relationship.
By the end of the season, I was starting to get a little like.
Yeah, and they're doing a Fester spinoff apparently. Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Mr. Mercedes, a Stephen King series, was great.
Okay.
Basically about a killer who's one of those guys who drives his car into a group of people.
Oh shit!
And kills people. Yikes. And then Brendan Gleeson. Who is amazing, is a detective who's trying to find the killer.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
And it's amazing. And season 2, when it started, the first season is not supernatural at all. It's cop and killer. The second season starts off really supernatural, and I was like, what? And I turned it off and was like, I don't want to watch this shit. Wow. Then I went back to it and really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Once I accepted that it had changed.
Right.
But yeah, Mr. Mercedes is great. And Joe Hill's series Nosferatu with Quinto.
Zachary Quinto.
Zachary Quinto was actually really, really good too.
Interesting.
Vampire story, but a very different and unique twist on vampires.
I like Zachary Quinto a lot.
Yeah, he's really good at it. And the lead, I don't know her name, but the lead actress in Nosferatu is phenomenal.
Cool.
She's really great. I think that's it. There was also a Hannibal spin-off series called Clarice. And it only
shit, that's right. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, bombed in the ratings and was canceled after 1 season, and it was great.
Wow.
Joanne and I really liked it.
Bates Motel, obviously, incredible.
Oh, yeah. Bates Motel was fantastic.
I was going into that a little leery, and I love remakes, but I'm like a modern day Norman. I don't know. It kept the feeling of like 1960s.
100%.
The cast was knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
They added in, it was almost like a Twin Peaks weird, like a small town with a strange backstory.
Yeah.
Like I loved every character. A good
example of like putting a unique twist on something.
Yep.
And yet maintaining the feel and
I love that the last season was their version of Psycho.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how that was going to be going into it.
Yeah.
And that was when I really felt they were like, no, this is Bates Motel. Yeah. And it ended perfect. It was a perfect ending to that series.
Yeah, phenomenal show.
And I think we can both agree that the first and only 4 seasons of Dexter, because they didn't make any after that, were fantastic.
Amazing.
And it didn't get
I was a big the Dexter. It's funny because I was looking through a Rue Morgue magazine, and there was an ad saying there's a new novel coming out, and it's about a serial killer who only kills bad guys.
Right.
And I was like, cool idea.
Yeah.
And I picked up the book.
Yeah.
And I read the book, and I was like, oh my God, this book is amazing.
Yeah.
And then I read 3 books, I think, and then they were like, we're doing a series, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. And
then
Michael C. Hall.
and I was a big 6 Feet Under fan, so I was like, sweet. And then the show came on, and they nailed the book.
Perfect.
And seasons 1 through 4 are unbelievably awesome.
3 was the best because that was the Trinity Killer, and like that's top top tier. 4 was good. I think that was the Jimmy Smith season, and I still liked that. But after that, it turned into dog shit.
Yeah, it was garbage.
And I was really looking forward to that new one, New Blood, and it started out great. It had me until the end, and then they lost me.
It was mediocre.
Yeah, again, they shit the bed. Yeah, the ending.
Yeah,
womp womp.
But it was leading up to that was great.
Yeah. So I think that's mostly I can really think of for horror TV.
Yeah, I think so.
There's other little things that,
but I hope they keep bringing more in the vein of like Exorcist and Evil.
Totally.
And like that stuff.
And
I
hope horror fans watch it.
Yeah. Well, we have the Friday the 13th series coming up this summer.
That's right.
Starts this summer.
This summer? Filming this summer?
No, on TV this summer.
Holy shit. Okay.
I think it's filmed.
That's crazy. Like, I don't know much about it then.
I know. I cannot wait.
I am very interested.
The little tidbits I've been reading sound really promising.
It's Jason, obviously, right? No antique shop.
no, it's Jason.
Wow.
But I'm
all in. Give me more Jason. Like, I think that could be a great new avenue for classic characters. I would love to see an Elm Street series.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think there's a lot, like a Hellraiser series could be great. There's so many. Above all, it would be the best as a series, Nightbreed.
Yeah, I don't.
There's so much story to tell in Nightbreed, and it would make a fucking great series.
It would.
That's something that's really begging for an update.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Come on, Clive. I mean, we haven't done that. You've been so busy painting and whatever else you're doing.
Yeah.
Come back to, and he's such a good director.
Fantastic.
He's only directed 2 movies, and he did a great job on both of them. And it's like, dude, come back.
Come on, buddy. I'll give him a call.
Yeah.
Yeah. CD. Come on.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. And we'll see you next week again on The Real Ramblers. We hope you enjoyed horror television. And please, horror people, when the next TV show comes out, support it.
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
We can do it.
You got to sign off? It's okay if you don't.
No, how
you
about
don't
this
feel
one?
pressured.
I feel very pressured.
I know you feel pressured.
My name is Michael Caine. I'm old Michael Caine. This is young Michael Caine. This is old Michael Caine. And I love The Real Ramblers. I was going to write something down, but I failed you. You trusted me, and I failed you. Just kidding. That was from Batman. I played Batman. Real Ramblers. That's a podcast. Okay, goodbye. I love you.
That's great that we have so many celebrity endorsements.
I know. Michael Caine.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Michael. See you later. So he's just leaving the house right now.
Can I use your toilet, please? Yeah. I've got to poo.
I can see him. I'm not lying. He's walking out the door right now here in our offices in Paris.
And he's dressed for some reason as Scrooge from the Muppets.
I know. It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, see you next week, folks. Keep on.
You've been listening to The Real Ramblers.
Keep on. What? What are you doing?
There's an outro.
I know, but it does it, not you.
I know. I thought he cut us off by now.
See you next week, folks.
Bye.
Keep rambling.
Thanks for listening to The Real Ramblers. Follow us on Instagram at Real Ramblers. That's REEL Ramblers. And you can follow Lee at LeeHoward_art and Bill at JustTheBill1138.